In the last part of my video, I shared with you all how I solo traveled from Manali to Leh and explored some of the touristy places in and around Leh. Well, in this part of the video, I'm going to take you to some more touristy places and share some of the craziest experiences I've had in this trip. The plan for the next day was to go to Nubra, but I was yet to figure out if I should take a bus, hire a private cab, or simply hitchhike. It was then when I got to know that a group of 3 bikers have just checked in and they also planned to go to Nubra. So I asked them if they could take me with them. They happily agreed. Little did I know at that time that we will end up spending the rest of our trip together. But before I start, let me quickly introduce them. He is Rushabh, fun-loving, playful, and never say no to adventure kind of person. This is Sunny. Calm, composed, compassionate, a few words that best describes him. He is Ellison. Ellison has the supernatural power to make anybody laugh with his amazing sense of humor.
3D वाला राजा किधर है?
Pangong.
Pangong से अच्छा लेके.
Nubra Valley is a few hours to the north of Leh, famous for its white rolling sand dunes and the double-humped camel. The road from Leh to Nubra passes through what was once known to be the highest motorable pass in the world, the Khardungla. We reached Nubra at around 5 p.m. and went straight to the Diskit village. Diskit is mainly famous for 2 reasons. One is the Diskit monastery, which is the oldest and the largest monastery of Nubra. And second is the Buddha statue. Facing towards Pakistan, it sends out a strong message of peace and unity. We were all dead with fatigue by then, so we decided to head back to our hostel, the Himalayan Bunker. The place had such an amazing vibe that it felt like home away from home. The moment we stepped in, we forgot all our weariness, so much so that we ended up partying all night. We were supposed to leave for Pangong by 10 a.m. But contrary to what we had planned, we left only at around 3 p.m.
मैं हूँ करण आपका होस्ट और आपका दोस्त.
The road from Nubra to Pangong was insanely stunning. The majority of the route was driven next to the Shyok River, a tributary of River Indus. A few hours drive and we came across this family whose car was badly stuck in sand. It was only after more people joined that we were finally able to get the car back to the track. Someone has rightly said, you are never fully prepared for Ladakh. Just when we thought we have successfully made it halfway, this happened. One of the bikes broke. Luckily, Shyok, which was the nearest village, was only 4 kilometers from there. So with the help of a local, we somehow managed to get the bike towed till Shyok. It was 7 p.m. already and Pangong was still 135 kilometers more to go. Now we had 2 options, either to stay back in Shyok and get the bike repaired the next day, or to drive down to Pangong. Rushabh, Sunny, and Ellison already had their rooms booked in Pangong. Since an exorbitant amount was paid, they did not want to let such a huge amount of money go waste. So we had to take this tough call and we decided to drive down to Pangong. It was so freaking cold that Sunny and Ellison had already given up. So it was decided that while I and Rushabh will take over the wheels, Sunny and Ellison will come by car. Thanks to this young localite who agreed to drop us in his car till Pangong. Frankly, driving in -5 degrees Celsius in the middle of the night in a place like Ladakh is definitely not something I would recommend. I have to admit that the ride was both physically and mentally challenging, but the joy of riding under a zillion of stars is not something you get to experience every day. Anyways, we reached Pangong somewhere around midnight and dozed off to sleep, fully excited to see what the next day has in store for us. Pangong needs no introduction. In my life, I have been fortunate enough to visit many beautiful places, but this place stands apart from anything and everything else in the world. Every hype created either by the media or by Bollywood is completely justified when it comes to Pangong. While Rushabh and Ellison had left for Shiok to get the bike repaired, Sunny and I were given the task to find a cheaper accommodation for the day. There are a number of stay options in Pangong, ranging from expensive lakeside camps to budget homestays in Spangmik, a small village some 500 meters from the main campsite. Since we had a lot of luggage, we again had no other option but to bum a ride. And this time, this young man not only helped us in getting to Spangmik, but also assisted us in finding a decent homestay. Thank you.
What's your name? Name? Don't touch. No touching. ऐसा करेगा मारेगा।
No paparazzi. Bye. Bye. Even so, we had an amazing time at the homestay.
Chef Rushabh.
Chef Sunny. Imagine it.
दिखाओ सब्जी भुजिया कहाँ है इसमें
खाएगा खाना नहीं खा रहा।
आंटी खा लो इतने प्यार से बनाया है
एक बाइट और क्या था?
अरे ऐसे खाओ ना।
शर्मा आ रहे हैं आंटी, हाथ में दो। आंटी मेरा परांठा कैसा था?
ब्रूटल
एनी कमेंट्स फ्रॉम योर साइड?
ये पैसे खिलाए, ये बिग गवर्नमेंट।
Zule. We started early from Pangong the next day. The lake was looking effortlessly graceful. At that moment, it became clear why Pangong Lake is considered to be sacred. For if this lake was not sacred, then what in the world would be? The road from Pangong to Leh passes through Changla Pass, the third highest motorable pass in the world. It is guarded and maintained by the Indian Army due to its close proximity with the Chinese border. As we started to climb up the pass, we were welcomed by the snow flurries. Now, while Rushabh, Sunny, and Ellison were busy getting the bike repaired, I planned a short meetup with my ex-roommate from college, Deechandi, who happened to be home at that time. Deechandi to me is someone I highly admire and look up to, as a sister and as a friend.
सारा मुंह ट्रेनिंग हो गया, वहाँ पे जाके साफ हो जाएगा चंडीगढ़ में जाके।
हाँ वहाँ पे तो एक हफ्ते
एक
में
महीना लगता है मेरे को, जब मैं स्पीति गई थी ना, मेरे को 1 महीने से ऊपर लगा।
Okay, keeping all that aside, I had an amazing time with her. Great company, yummy food, and heavenly views. Couldn't have asked for more. This thing that you see here is the dry toilet. Since ages, people of Ladakh have been using these dry compost toilets mainly due to scarcity of water. It is a 2-storied system with the toilet on the top layer and a composting unit underneath. After getting the bike repaired, we started our return journey to Manali. Though it was too late to start, we still took the risk and it turned out to be the worst decision ever. So we decided to drive down till Pang, but as we were approaching Tanglangla, the temperature dropped down drastically to a point that it became almost impossible for us to ride, and we had no choice but to return back. ये तो निकाल दिया. If Ladakh is heaven, Manali-Leh highway is the stairway to that heaven. It is for this reason every biker dreams to undertake this epic road trip once in their lifetime. And I had been extremely lucky for that matter. The entire journey is nothing less than a roller coaster ride. Think I'm exaggerating? Watch it yourself.
क्या कर रही हो? The barren and rugged terrain was soon replaced by the sight of lush green mountains. It was a mixed feeling of both happiness and sadness at the same time.
लद्दाख में ही?
हाँ, लद्दाख से हम लोग आए इधर, अभी जा रहे हैं घर पे। 1 तारीख को फ्लाइट है।
अच्छा,
हाँ, चंडीगढ़ से सीधा बॉम्बे।
मुंबई।
यस, फ्लाइट से। तो ठंडी थी ना, ठंडी लगता है?
हाँ, वाला मैडम बोलता है यहीं खाना है।
नहीं, हमने कहा था आवाज दे देना, हम ले आएंगे.
मैडम तो अरे आवाज देने सीधा ना।
आप भी खाओ ना अंकल, आओ।
नहीं, मैं नहीं खाना।
This marked the end of my 10 days of epic road trip to Ladakh. Ladakh is not just about going places. It is about meeting new people, making new friends, sharing culture, facing challenges, and overcoming fear. The biggest irony was the journey that I started solo was everything but solo. And I think that is the beauty of solo traveling.